A very good day to one and all for joining me today at this AlCircle Expo 2022. I'm going to be talking to you today on innovations in an aluminium foundry from casting to 3D printing. A little bit about myself. I am Mahendran Reddy. I'm Vice President of the Global Ecosystem Development here at Fehrmann Alloys in Germany. So, for the past years, I've been working as a director at the National Additive Manufacturing Innovation Cluster in Singapore, doing global ecosystem development as well. Now I find myself in Germany working for Fehrmann Tech as the VP of Global Ecosystem Development. So I've very much interest in technology, and my background is also in architecture. And so bridging, connecting people, meeting all of you, etc., is also a passion of myself for me. And thanks to AlCircle for having me here today for this presentation. So we really start in terms of innovation. Do you want to innovate or to be left behind? And we always start thinking of what will drive the next phase of AM advancement. Is it going to be software? Is it going to be hardware development? But here, we think really it's material innovation is really key to addressing the many challenges that is being posed today in product development, along with digitalization advancement. So that's really going to be the key. And for us, we're looking at all of these areas, especially at Fehrmann Alloys. We are exploring high performance alloys and implementing that within the group. And as we all know, today I'm doing this presentation. I wish I was in India meeting all of our fellow colleagues and like-minded leaders as well. But due to the nature of what COVID has set itself up for us, we have pivoted to a virtual platform, and that's also one of the biggest talked about issues, and has impacted a lot of businesses, stalled a lot of opportunities. But at the end, we also try to reinvent ourselves and to really grasp some of the other possibilities that this pandemic has caused. And it has also disrupted supply chain quite a lot. And how can additive manufacturing address this is something that we see in terms of on-demand and on-site manufacturing, and at point of manufacturing, and so potentially servicing customers at point of need. And this is also one way of reducing carbon footprint, manufactured parts. And this and many other things are what we are thinking about here at Fehrmann Tech. And we think additive manufacturing is also going to become an integral component of the value chain in the manufacturing ecosystem. And then to understand this and adapt to the new world order is what makes us resilient and agile as a traditional foundry that will look into a global expansion and a global vision. So we think we are poised for considerable transformational changes on this background, and we have innovation as our core competency, as I will take you through in this presentation. So we have over 125 years expertise in non-ferrous metals, especially in aluminum, and over 40 years of experience in developing high performance alloys. Materials know-how is really our forte in casting, and we are venturing into 3D printing in the last few years. And that's, we think, through this material innovation, through R&D, these will be the fundamentals for a key driver of change. For us, the building block of our products, it lies in our DNA, material composition and characterization. As you can see, traditionally, we have been in the windows business for ships, and moving on also for building and construction. That's what we've also embarked on. And also simulation techniques, technology is also coming into play to see how we can better innovate our traditional businesses in windows, where we had been very active. We still are in mega yacht windows, ship windows, high performance ship windows, and also speedboat windows. And from there, through that knowledge in the casting that we have built over generations, with over 50 years of experience in developing these high performance alloys, we have gone into looking for alloys that are also fit for both additive manufacturing and also for casting, safety parts. Customized development of really aluminum for AM is one of our key areas that we've been looking at. These core principles that our founding fathers had set for us in terms of innovation are at the center of our service, and we continue to strive for excellence through this. And our latest offering is really tagged as one design, one material, 1 to 1,000,000 parts. So that's what we intend to offer. And how are we doing this today? It's really through to some of our wonderful partners that we have in material science, in additive manufacturing, and casting. So we have a lot of great researchers and who are working within the Hamburg metropole region, as well as the greater parts of Germany. And we are also looking and beginning collaboration with international research institutions as well, to move up the value chain and to find new possibilities that will not only help us in our core business, but also help the greater industry as well. So part of the tech group, we have the alloys, the blue sky, the windows, and so on. So we find right possibilities to collaborate with the various institutions like Fraunhofer, DESY, ZHM, and so on. So in areas for high performance materials, for 3D printing, casting, and extrusion. And we think there are drivers of change today, as we see, right? What these could be, really in terms of looking at sectorial needs, there is a heavy emphasis in terms of using materials more efficiently, and so using less materials has a lot of benefits. Clearly, we're all in this as a business, and so cost savings is first and foremost on our agenda. So weight really costs money. So the lesser material you use, the lower the efficient fuel consumption, higher efficiency, energy consumption becomes lesser for transportation, lesser materials, lesser emissions, and so on. And so at the end of the day, there's a very, very strong benefit out of this in terms of cost savings. At the same time, we are today thinking a lot of the impact on a global scale, on our global environment, environmental issues, and regulatory issues becomes quite high on our agenda. And this we see especially in the transportation, the automotive sectors, where CO2 emissions are a major driver of lightweight construction efforts. We are also looking into resource efficiency. Lower weight increases resource efficiency through a multiplier effect. For example, 1 kilogram weight reduction in a certain part leads to multiple kilograms of weight reduction in other parts. Example, smaller foundation for buildings if weight in high structures is reduced. So these are the different sectors that we think we can have a good impact in terms of good use of high performance materials. And today we see, there are still a lack of availability of metals for AM, and this is a niche space that we think could be very useful for us to go into, to as we transform our traditional casting foundry. So as you can see, nickel, titanium, aluminium are much lesser in this availability versus steel, for example. And that's an area that we have been looking at. And then to bring all of this together to see how could we develop high performance aluminum alloys, this really requires a great know-how of the complete value chain. And in that sense, materials, are the key starting point in this, and what are the alloy components, the concentrations and the effects of the reciprocal effects as well. And how do you do the alloying? What is the process? What is the melting process? Refining these materials to optimize them in a process chain, and then to create that alloy, which then can be atomized through different techniques, finding the right parameters, finding the right grain sizes and allocation, and characterizing the powder is very, very key as well. And then eventually, what does it go into in terms of production? Is it LM, SLM, LMD? And then finding the right building parameters, the feed rate, the energy input, hatch distance, production, and per different additive manufacturing machines are really key to ensure that you have a very solid alloy that you are producing. And so through this know-how, through this collaboration with our researchers as well, our in-house researchers as well as our partners, the first high-performance aluminum alloy, Almighty 80, was launched in the autumn of 2019, making it really, for the first time, production of any number of parts with one alloy through 4 different processes: 3D printing, sand casting, mold casting, and high-performance die casting. Now, following that successful launch, back then, we introduced another silicon-free high-performance Almighty alloy, which enable color to be added to 3D printed metal parts. So as you can see from our traditional business of our alloys, our future looks very much in the AM space as well, and still, maintaining our traditional sand casting business as well. So extrusion for large volumes using our AM alloys and creating powders for AM is one of the areas that we are looking into. So Almighty really is a high-performance aluminum alloy specifically engineered for 3D printing and casting, and we've tested it and qualified with different machines. As you see, the real popular ones in the market today: SLM 280, Concept Laser, the SM 290. So these are quite heavily used industrial additive manufacturing machines, and these have been qualified to use our powders as well. But so Almighty to us is not just a material, but an alloy system that can be altered to create different mechanical properties to suit our customers' needs and requirements. I mean, these alloys can be used in selective laser melting and laser metal deposition, as I mentioned earlier, and as well as in casting. So in this case, the Almighty HPDC shock tower, as an example, it doesn't stick to the tool, and the complicated geometries can be cast with the Almighty, and the target applications are structural and suspension parts in passenger cars. So progressing in this material innovation space, in 2020, we created another high-performance aluminum alloy to the range. That's Almighty 90, which was added, which exhibits increased strength and a 25% higher hardness than its predecessors. So at Fehrmann Alloys, we have embraced innovation, adapting to the ever-changing landscape, right? So these are also further examples of how this can be applied to various applications in automotive, or in this case, for a brake handle requiring high strength and elongation. So we are really in a unique position, and we have embarked on this journey of exploring and presenting customized solutions for customers through collaborative R&D activities. So through this leadership and the vision to create Metamaterials, as you can see, so as built in Almighty 80, it can also be black anodized. This thought leadership and the vision to create Metamaterials is making us into a company that makes available a range of aluminum alloys for additive manufacturing and casting as well. So with this transformational that we are seeing, we've also included 6 new aluminum alloys to our range, to our family, and this makes it really Fehrmann as the first company in the world for a range of aluminum alloys offered for additive manufacturing. So some examples that I just show you here that formerly done in casting, but now can be also with 3D printed aluminum magnesium alloy, and the spare parts are printed as it is. So, and also this is an example of an extrusion part in Almighty, and 3D printed connector in Almighty, and is joined by welding and filler material. This really simplifies the whole welding process and also simplifies recycling. With so with this whole succession, we've launched a whole range of Almighty series, Almighty 80, 90, which are both available for printing and casting, and also Almighty 70 and 100 with standard cast aluminium, Almighty 3, 5, and 50. So talk to us, talk to me, we'll tell you more about it. But really, what really helps to make these stand out is that these are high performance aluminum with unique properties, strong and ductile, with a good combination of strength and high elongation and break. And their corrosion resistance, so it really has a very good application in maritime. They're anodizable, given color, and they are scalable. Also, Almighty can be used in 3D printing for prototypes as well as in sand, permanent mold, and high pressure die casting. So the Almighty 80 and the 90 range is really, we have seen that is outperforming the AlSi 10mg with a higher strength. It's got a higher elongation, and when heat treated, Almighty is easier than AlSi 10mg. So besides Almighty, other available alloy powders from our stocks, which we are happy to talk about and to distribute to you as well: aluminum alloy, stainless steel alloy, tool steel alloy, titanium, nickel, and others that we can also customize through our offering here. So we source our materials from qualified sources and then coat them at attractive conditions. So quality assurance definitely is done in-house, and you can be rest assured of that. So we've also, to meet every customer's needs, we have also increased our range of products now, which contains 7 alloys in the Almighty Familiar family, and then we also have the AlZinc T5. These alloys are printable while selected and polishable, anodizable in color. So these have transformational value to add to our already existing family. So so that's something that I'll be happy to discuss more with you. Come and talk to us. We are actually a local foundry with a global impact. That's how we position ourselves. We are uniquely placed here in our global headquarters in Hamburg. We have a great connectivity on a research and industrial level. And we grow our network, beyond our shores, to the rest of the world, to South Asia, to Asia. We'll be happy to talk with all of you who are there today as well and listening into this conversation. Connect with me. My name is Mahendran Reddy, and that's my email address. And connect with me on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to bring you on our journey. And we'll be happy to meet you here in Hamburg as well at our wonderful foundry, and we'll show you how this whole progression has taken place. So to realize this whole global vision that we have, we need good partners like you as well to join us and to build a great ecosystem that innovates together, that benefits all of us. At the same time, we bring value to our larger community. So we welcome your active contribution and your participation. Thank you very much for listening in, and I hope to see you soon once all this pandemic is down. So meanwhile, stay safe and stay healthy, and talk to you soon.